Hey all, this is Ursa, and welcome back to The Billions, where Mama Ursa and I put our heads together to murder some zombie hordes. Yes, I said hordes, don't be mean. Anyways, so where we last left our intrepid adventurers is we decided, since there's a city everywhere, just saw that spitter and got spat on. God, I hate spitters so much. Spitters and harpies, basically, those are the worst. So basically what happened last time was that we saw cities everywhere. North here, north to the west, southeast, southwest, and yet another city over there in the southwest as well. The south and southwest. So we're surrounded by undead cities, and there's really nowhere to safely expand. So our only choice is, the only way out is through, I guess would be the appropriate historical, or isn't it even historical, or is it just a clever thing people say? Anyway, no way out but through. We have to kill the city. That is literally our only job right now. So that's what we're gonna do. Nothing but trouble, really, as we decide to figure out how we're going to expand, how we're going to lock in. We're making sure we're all locked in. We had 2 hordes so far, not that much. We're doing stone wall research, the next horde, and here we're thinking, what can we do? And the answer is use ballista support, and the answer is absolutely right. We're going to try to build up a secondary wave and just claim a little more land here so we can expand our cité when the lights go down in it and all. So that's the idea. We'll see if that pans out for the moment. Right now, this intrepid crew of ladies, 25 with 2 sniper support, we're doing pretty good. The way to increase the effectiveness would obviously be to get more snipers, which we'll do relatively soon. Just oodles and noodles of fun. Let me tell you what. As we're deciding to drop more quarries, and this, for once, this is the right decision. Like, we're actually doing proper quarry stuff. Yeah, 4 iron. That's what we want to do. No, fuck the 1 stone. Get the 4 iron. It's way better. Bro, take your hand. Yes, that is stone, but you need to take your hand off of the stone and bring it up to the iron. Yeah? Puta madre. Alright, anyway, sorry for my Spanish viewers at home. We're still talking about the quarry. Man, you know, it's days like this that I wish I recorded Mama Ursa and I's conversation, because A, we never put it down, B, like, we decided to build snipers anyway. That's what we did. Okay, now I understand why we were chipping at each other for about a minute and a half, because we said quarries or snipers, quarries or snipers. Like, we have enough iron, let's get some snipers to kill the city faster, so we need to expand our eco, which is absolutely correct. Okay, absolutely correct. Was it annoying to watch? Hell yes. Even for me, as you can tell in my commentary. But but in the end it worked out. So yeah, we want to stack up some more snipers here to really mow the city down quickly, because we want to try to get this done before the next horde comes in. Horde 3 still isn't bad, but Horde 3 is when you start getting mini hordes. So after the first, before the first 2 hordes, oh wait, is it Horde 3 get mini hordes, or after Horde 2? Don't really recall. But basically around that time you're going to start getting mini hordes pushing from the other sides of the map, so you really want to make your first city ideally before then, at least delineate the boundaries, otherwise you're going to be playing, you know, pussyfoot constantly. It's always a pain. And again, here I think we're discussing, I'm going to guess it's quarries. No, it's actually going to be getting more workers for probably ballista. So we're going to try to expand, claim some of that territory, maybe get a sawmill in there, and likely use ballista support to help us knock down stuff coming out of the city, because that would just be a big boon, especially if we try to get overwhelmed. Like, the AoE from a ballista is really valuable, non-stop. But this is quite hilarious that this map actually had 5 cities of doom right outside our entire base, and the fact that, like, they haven't all killed us yet is pretty hilarious. But this is city 1 of 5 at the moment. Oh, it's ludicrous. It's crazy. I'm gonna do ballista. Yep. Bingo. Duh. Oh, friend Urs from back in the day. Yeah, there. See? Sometimes we don't do completely retarded shit, but we still do. Just wait till you see more of these episodes. Trust me, we gonna do some dumb stuff. I promise you that. Put that ballista down. Could take that baby out. Oh, God. Where is that guy who did the Replacer commercial? What the hell is his name? I can't think of his name right now. He played Lucifer in Constantine with Keanu Reeves. God, I can't think of the dude's name. The dude's Nordic, and he's hilarious. He always plays these, like, creepy, like, out there characters. And he had this commercial on TV called The Replacers, and he'd like replace people's jobs. You know, at one point he's supposed to replace a husband with his wife's giving birth so they can play more Call of Duty or some shit, whatever. And then he was like, "Get that baby out." That's Peter Stormare. There we go, Peter Stormare. He was also in Bad Milo, if you ever saw that, and that was fucking weird. It's about a guy with a monster in his anus. It's a very strange movie. But he got very excited. He's some kind of weird like ethnobotanist who was like, "It's the land of wonder." It's just really weird shit, which I really enjoyed. Ah, yeah, maybe you want to put some walls. Oh, wait, no, there's a horde in front of you. Yeah, chew on that. Yeah, but that's a strategy you can also use, by the way. If you start getting a little overwhelmed, you don't want them to hit the actual ballista, you can put what we call a scratching post in front of it, and then the first thing the horde is going to go for is actually that scratching post. As I explained, we totally zoom away from it. It's just hilarious doing these X-Post commentaries. Like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. But Fatty's already coming out. Like these cities are no joke, and they're trying to get near the ballista, but they're not doing it. They're not getting there, which is fine by me. Do more research, more snipers. Yes, yes. Do it. Do it. You know you want to, man. No, come on. No, snipers are good. Snipers are good. We're waiting for a warehouse. Is that what we're waiting for? We need to kick our iron output up a couple notches, so we're definitely going to go for that. I see what's going on here. I'll see what your plan is, man. I'm just going to get that cycle out, because we're not going to get warehouse for another cycle as it is. And you'll see, as soon as this ballista comes up, this is going to get a lot easier, because then we're not going to get as overwhelmed, and not have as much a risk of getting overwhelmed either. And in the background, one of my dogs is breathing very heavily. I hope it's not coming through on the mic, but he's like... It's really kind of freaking me out. Sounds like we're in a place where people kind of have a waiting room, let's put it that way. So, yeah, no good place for the warehouse. Not at the moment, but we can increase our production from our sawmills, from our food on the farm. It's not too, we can't get it in there. Of course we can't get it in there. Why would you think we get it in there? That was really dumb. So again, you want to kind of optimize as much of this as possible, and we're thinking kind of for the future as well. If we get it in that wedge, it'll block movement, which is not good. We want to be able to get down to that area at some point. So actually wiggling it into that corner, not the best plan from sustainability perspective, so we shouldn't be doing it there. Even though this seems like a really nice overlap, because we get a lot of food overlap, we get the quarry, and we have a future, and we did it anyway. Okay. Yeah, just the overlap was too good, I think, and I think in the end, I don't think that cost us the game, if I remember this one correctly. I think we're okay. Booyah! More murder, and like I said, this ballista is going to do work and help us take down some bunched groups and major targets that normally wouldn't go down in one shot. But here we're going to start working on the buildings already. As you can see, we drained that building already. It's not being flashy anymore, and we can go ahead and kind of optimize our damage. And one of our snipers is already a veteran. I think we have maybe 2 snipers veterans already, and they're just... Veteran snipers are worth their weight in gold. They're really, really quite good. And they're pretty much the highest level unit that can actually get veterancy in the game. So once these guys get upgraded, oh boy, sit back and wait. It's going to get pretty. Some walls down, just so we can kind of run back behind them if necessary and turn one of them to a gate, probably, so we can get in and out easier. Except now we can't because we don't have enough wood. So I'm going to cancel 3 of them, and ideally get enough wood. Look at that. It's as if I knew what I was doing. Answer, probably not, but reality, sure. Anyway, we're doing this just in case. We decided against it, really. Why do we do that? I don't understand. Because we needed 1 tile over? Okay. Yeah, because we were going to block a ballista, right? That's what it was. That's what it was. Yes. Excellent. 1 house down. Only 50 more to go. Well, the other thing is, if we can just get some space locked down here, we can start putting housing in here already. That's kind of half the goal. And the other part of the reason for this fortification is that if we don't finish the city before the next horde, and it's day 32 already, like, it's going to be coming right quick. We were at day 23, I believe, when we started this whole crazy game. And now it's day 31. The next horde's going to come probably in about 3 or 4 days or so. So you're going to have to start thinking of an exit strategy, especially if you don't finish the city down. It's going to get a little messy otherwise. 5 snipers, 25 ladies at this point. That's a pretty good number. You can, if you're careful and you're methodical, you can easily clear cities with that, very easily. So that's more or less enough. And anything we do on top of that, we just make the process faster, which is, you know, good. Like, we still want to do that. With that warehouse down too, it's going to give us a little more leeway with the stone resource, so we can go ahead and get some more good stuff. And that is questionable if a pile jumps from there, but I think with the snipers, it'll be all right. Get rid of that. Yep, and we're getting rid of the Tesla. Good job. That was smart. Not. What are we doing? Are we doing it out here? Oh, outside of ballista support? Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. That's not going to get chewed on at all. I'm sure that'll be fine. I think we're just trying to get space for the housing, basically, at this point, and not damn the torpedoes kind of a situation. Not sure why we did it there. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. You got to save that Tezzy and hope to God a mini horde doesn't come through, because otherwise we're in trouble. And that lady did not go there to cover it, so that's going to get even more funny real quick. Why are you... Yeah, we should move just a couple down to cover the Tesla. That's what we should be doing, because that Tesla's going to get infected and killed. Oh, we moved the soldier there. Oh, that was smart of us. Good job, old Urs. I was wondering what was going on. It's like, why are we not moving the ladies when we totally can? And the answer was, we moved a soldier already, so we don't need to. But those will do the work. I do think snipers are really, really good. I do enjoy the class more and more that I build of the unit. I really do enjoy the snipers. They're really quite effective at what they do. They just shoot stuff in the brain. Explode some brains. Beverage. Unpasteurized Polish beer is good for my soul. Alright. Onward. More dead things. Excellent. Alright, so this is good. We can probably get that quarry done before the next horde comes in and we finally start getting another set of housing off the cuff, and that'll be really, really nice. So that's kind of the plan next. Clear as much of this as possible. If we don't finish it by the next horde, like, we'll live, I guess. But again, we're just making sure that everything goes here. We're doing this one methodically. That's the most important thing. You can't rush taking down cities because as you hit the buildings with your units, as you fire, they're just going to keep... the amount of undead are going to keep growing and growing and growing. It's going to get really ugly. So you just got to be really smart how you do it. I would have moved this. So yeah, thank you. You need to clear that up. Clear up our zombie situation. There's like one dude there. That was the fundamental issue. And the soldier's a vet too. Vet soldiers can pretty much take care of themselves relatively well. I wonder if there's a strategy worthwhile just spamming like vet soldiers rather than anything else. Just keep going ham on just building like hundreds and hundreds of soldiers for endgame. Not for early game, but for endgame. As soon as the soldier left, there's stuff chewing on the walls here, as usual. I mean, and the game, like I said, is programmed that way, so if it feels like it's doing that, yeah, it's doing that. But can we get this down? Enemies too close to location. God, fuck me. Yeah, that's pretty much what I said. I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me right now. So we can't drop the Tezzy right now, and those guys are definitely starting chewing. Oh, we got a little bit of a splash. That's pretty good. And we got another chewer there. Yep. So this is what'll happen. Like, as soon as you abandon an area, the game will immediately send a zombie there. That's just basically how the game works. It'll always, always do shit like that to you. Like, always, always, always. So you get used to going back, especially on the higher difficulties, I guess, in a way. Just always get used to getting back and watching where the things are being chewed. And as soon as you leave an area, expect it to be immediately infested and gnawed upon by some very, very hungry zombies. So the way it goes, just get used to it, don't get frustrated, just get even. Good. Solid there. Still getting more attention from the horde that's sitting outside the city as we keep trying to push into its city limits. The mayor doesn't like us, but we don't care. We're those roughneck rough boys from out of town. We don't give no guff, and we don't take none either. Sounds like a really bad musical, doesn't it? I think it is a musical. I don't even know what it is. Is it Jersey? I don't even know, man. I'm from New Jersey, but I've never seen that. Maybe I should have. Grew up in that part of the state, man. I guess, do we twang in New Jersey anymore? I don't even know. It's been so many years. Anyway, onward and upward, child. Let's keep going. Yeah, there. That's fine. Do it. Do it now. Put the Tesla down and get the ladies to cover it, and put the walls down as well. You're gonna cover that. Yeah, we need more than one lady there, because that's not gonna hold. And that ballista will hold up if anything else comes. So far so good though. We're up to 6 snipers, which is always good. More one-shot kills from the top of the hill. Walking into Sniper's Wonderland, good stuff. And the reason we were really pushing this hard to get out there is that we need more housing and more rows thereof. So it's gonna be critical to get that done. Yep, there. Just put the house down. Just put the house down. Put the house down. I'm gonna stab you in the jaw with a rusty spoon, possibly a penknife. You know, really funny that was actually a term, penknife. I remember the Hardy Boys back in the day. Everything was about smugglers and everything was about penknives. It's always like a thing. I don't know why that was like a big deal back in like the 50s. Like, oh my god, they're smuggling. Oh, they're penknives. It just kind of made me laugh. It's one of those things. You had to be there. Am I dating myself with that? Possibly. It's very strange. It was an interesting childhood. No energy. Kill things. Get stronger. Get better. But yes, sniper, sniper, snipers are doing good work. Clearing some more cities out. Yeah, you'll see cities like deploying fatties and more nasty things more often. Dozens of infected are coming from the east. And as you would expect, it is our weakest point. That could be the east there. The other part of that is it could be lower down. They could kind of come up from the butt and kind of hit that weak part that we just newly built a... and now we're like, yep, stone walls, please. And we need to get this done quickly. And then we're like, we need to abandon the city thing right now. Let's go ahead and get that Tesla down. And right now we're not building any more walls simply because we're not sure how far the Tesla's going to react. That's going to be fine, but that could also be east. And if a tendril breaks through there and it gets to our housing, we are dead. So we got to be very smart. We get as much of this as possible. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of some undead chewership coming in. We're going to try to just lock it down. I think we're just going to lock it down here. Not even bother going to the... Yeah, that's the smart move. It's the absolutely smart move. Got to lock this down before the Horde comes from the east and should be alright. Good. Walls now. Yes. Good. Good. Conan, what is best in life? A heavy wall and some ballistas. Yes, that is good. Alright, no energy. We're building mills. We didn't even build mills. We can't build any more. We can't build any more ballistas because we have not got any mills. It's not good. It's not a good situation to be in. And you actually can't pause or turn off ballistas, which is... I thought it was a weird choice. But, alright. That's how the game designers saw it, and that's how we're going to do it. I mean, the thing about this is also... Oh, now we know a little more of what the city looks like. Get that gold, thank you. The thing about this is that what we currently have fighting the city, we likely can do the lot of this horde with that army without the need for too much support from a ballista. So we should be fine. It's only the third horde, and this game's at 120% difficulty or something like that. I think I've been saying 130 the last 2 episodes, but I double checked. It's 120. It's okay. It's correct in the profile. But like I said, we probably drained most of the city already, so we're feeling pretty good about expanding in that direction. And once we can actually fully expand and build out this first city, it's going to be pretty solid for our eco. It's going to be very, very nice. So we're going to get us some of that, baby, as we continue to lock up here and get some more walls down. And again, we're just checking to see where east could be. And east could also be there, which is dangerous. And that's by far a bigger priority to upgrade than up there by the city. Because if they break through from that side, we are boned. Like beyond boned, because that's all our housing. We're just going to go ahead and upgrade as much of this as we can. I think we can do most of that with stone. What are we doing now? We're doing the second wall. Oh, we just had to do a second layer instead. We're going to do a second layer. I guess it's true because there is a city there, and if we get pushed, it's going to get ugly. We get that one to a stone. Yeah, there we go. Very efficient use of our time, I'm sure. But also very efficient use of our resources, and that's really the most important thing. Time aside, we gotta make the right decisions. Alright, so that city's going down. As soon as, like, we're trying, there we go. Beautiful. We got another city down, and we even got stone out of it, which is exactly what we wanted to see. And that's another advantage of taking down cities. You get, like, the resource chunks that you desperately need to survive sometimes. But now we don't have power yet. Why are we doing more stone? What? Why are we doing this? We need to do it right now. We're going to expand more, yeah. But it's a bad idea. Don't build it out now. It's not going to get pushed that far. It would be smarter to save your stone. Get your houses down. Oh, we're seeing how far out we're going to build the houses. And I guess that is technically 5 rows. We could do another layer right there. I kind of disagree with this at the moment. Doubling up a stone wall this far back, this early in the game, is likely unnecessary. But again, I guess if they do break through that wood and they do wrap all the way around and hit those tents, we're kind of having a nasty infection on our hands, and then we can really get screwed if we're not careful. So we'll just be smart about it. Do a little bit extra giggity right there, and we should be fine. And we're gonna get a little more out there, because who doesn't like a giant pile of stone wall to hide behind when the city's on the line? I know I do. And I know Mama Urs does, and it's likely who was precipitating and forcing me to do this quickly. But, you know, like I said, I tend to be overconfident with these things, and paranoia is healthy in this game, so all in all, when in doubt, become paranoid. Why are we going all the way up there and abandoning that front? This seems an odd choice. Do we not care about our wall situation? Why will we abandon that? That I don't understand. Not entirely, at least. But okay. Because there's nothing watching that wall, there's no ballista. I guess we're just going to run back there eventually. Or we're going to use people to keep baiting into the ballista. Is that the idea? Because we're going to make our... Yeah, that's what's going to happen. I got you. Sniper's going to head down, start locking that down, and then the Lady Rangers can run back as necessary. That was the idea. Okie dokie. Yeah, Rangers are back. No, we're going to come back. The Horde's coming this way. Okay, so we do see it now. That's fine. The whole point of this was, yeah, to get this done. Okay, good. Double walls everywhere. Feel pretty secure. I mean, we don't need double walls per se, but we need at least one layer of stone for this Horde, and that's what we've got, basically. Except there, which you can't build. And we're doing some wood back here, just in case they break through, to make a second layer, just to be a little safer. Lock that in. Okay, and like I said, when you're out of stone, just build some wood. It's okay. It's fine. Ain't no thing. See what the snipers are going to do here, and see where the Horde is going to hit, because this is... Looks like it is swinging south, which is exactly why we built all that stone all the way up there, and this is precisely why I was like, yeah, you know what, we don't need the stone up there, we should have just built it down there. Yep, happens. Sometimes you make a misjudgment like that, but it's obviously going to swing south. We have a lot of firepower, so this is still quite alright. But we do have to make sure that our entire front here is locked down, and we have overlapping fields of fire on our ballista, otherwise we're going to get mauled. Enemy's a little too close, which is annoying. We could probably clear that up with the soldier, in all honesty. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers and all, so we're going to have to try to do that really carefully. Otherwise, things get fuzzy. Good time, but the Horde is definitely coming there. It is the weakest point. It'll probably drag some of the city along with it, so that's obviously going to be just a wee bit problematic for the moment. Ugh, scary, scary stuff, this Horde. Scary, scary stuff. So here's our fun friends known as Horde number 3, coming into obviously the weakest part of the defensive line. All that stone, completely unnecessary, but at least now we can comfortably live and definitely build some housing. And here, like I said, we're going to be continuing to measure out to make sure there's all this overlap, or rather, no overlap, with the ballista in question. All nice and beautiful and defended. It's all good, baby. It's all good. But now we can actually pretty confidently put down housing there because it's not really a worry. It's not really a security risk. We go ahead and just drop some mans in there and be beautiful. Yep, give me another line there at some point. We're out of what? We're out of food. Ah, yes. Oh, the days when you can put down 64 food farms at will. I'll tell you what, it doesn't last. But for now, enjoy it if you can still do that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing in the neighborhood, the neighborhood. But yeah, luckily, with the sheer amount of force that we have, like I said, and the fact that they're just barely even glancing off the walls at this point, our ladies and snipers are doing good work. So no worries, that Horde's basically dealt with. We're just gonna have to deal with the hangers-on that come from the city, which want a piece of the action. I don't blame them. It's really good action, but you know, they're not invited, so piss on them. Yeah, just a little bit of that Horde left. They just kind of got hung up on the trees or something. It's really kind of bizarre how they just filing in one at a time. I do think geography helped us a lot here as well, though. Like, there wasn't a lot of stuff coming in. The Horde is still going on, which is fun. The Horde music continues. And as you can see, the city is getting very interested in knocking down our defenses as well. I'm not sure where the remaining Horde units are. I think they're actually sitting on the on the trees there. Can we get a better one? I think we can get a 5 out of that, can't we? That seems like a place you can get a 5er in. Can we just get one in that corner by the wall? That should be a 5er, I think. Or we're trying to see if we can get a doubler. But no, we want to get better iron on that. So you get a 5 out of this and call it a day. Not worth it. I don't know, maybe it is worth it, actually. Get a 4 and a 4. That makes sense. I can see that being useful. But we're still deciding whether to do that 4 or not. That doesn't overlap. That does overlap by 1. Yeah, the problem is getting maximum overlaps fine. So we can do a 5er there, and we just call it a day. So we can't 2 4s, a 5 will be fine. And you do want to try to be efficient with your quarries, of course. If you can fit 2 in there, great. If you can't, well, that happens, but ideally you want to make sure that you make every ounce count from your resources, especially critical ones like iron and stone. That's a nice 5 iron stack, which is gorgeous. You can't do any better than that in our current setup. So we put an iron there. We're going to put it there so we have room for a ballista. That's a really nice gain, a really nice find, especially the marketplace is going to be making us some good cash eventually. Sniper's already moving north. These ladies can clean up this rabble. In my humble opinion, the Horde is still going because there's like some unit stuck over here. And now it's all done. Okay, so that's more or less handled. Double ballistas are up. We can go ahead and continue on working with the city. The soldier's going to go down here just to put some more lead down range. But practically speaking, the main job is, again, to clear some space, some Lebensraum for the humans, and get rid of the zombies from their cities, which would be all nice and dandy. Now, the other thing you want to do here, if you see the resource on the ground, like I kind of mentioned probably in the first episode of this, leave them there unless you need them. They just get converted to money in the marketplace, and the zombies don't pick them up. No particular... Holy crap. That's funny how that never occurred to us to watch that area because we don't have a ballista there, and now things are chewing through the walls. That's hilarious. How did that even happen? That's really funny. The ballista should handle any breakthroughs, but still, that's really kind of bad. Sniper's going to hold the line while we send the ladies down to do whatever they need to do. That's concerning, but clearly we need another ballista there, which is obviously a problem. They're going to infect that pretty easily, I think. Nope, they managed to die. That's good. Let's get a wall. Little things, man. You gotta watch that ballista range. Otherwise, you're going to get it. Alright, ladies, get back. And should we just leave the soldiers there because we're going to expand? I think we either leave the soldiers there because we're going to expand, which is a totally fine decision. I think that's what we're going to do. We're not going to bother putting in the ballista down because we want to expand to those trees at some point anyway. It's not going to be that particularly difficult. So we can do some bank research, and that's always good to do. Like I said, your market can get there with 200. Your first bank can happen at 400. So the sooner you get that down and you stack in the market and bank structures, what to get better efficiency of your housing with. God, I love that English. That's a good thing. So you want to get your bank research as early as possible, your market research as early as humanly possible as well. And the sooner you get to that 200, 400, then 600 for market number 2, 800 for bank number 2. So when you get those magic numbers, you'll be in good shape. And we accidentally picked up that iron, which is an absolute waste. Shouldn't have done that. Just happened. Sometimes you push through a city and tactical positioning, overwhelms the need to keep stuff on the ground as carefully as possible. Like you just need to move those ladies up there, but ideally you just kind of skirt around the sides, knock the buildings down, and leave the resources for later. Unless, again, like I said, you need it. You need influx of gold to do research, grab it. If you need influx of stone to build up walls, do it. But don't just pick up like 60, 80 iron early game just to get a couple hundred gold out of it. It's not worth it because later in the game you're going to need every ounce of that iron, especially when executors and titans come into play. And it'll always be there. It doesn't decay. It just kind of sits out there in the wild, in the wind, and the zombies don't know what to do with it because they're ignorant slobs. So yeah, just leave it around, let it do, and then use it as a cache you can always come back to. That's the rules of the game as far as efficiency is concerned. But here we're going to grab some more housing. Again, now that we have quarries down, we've got to respect the quarry space. A bit of an issue with the gate there. We'll have to probably remove that at some point. But for now, let's just get more mans down, enough resources. Why? No money at this point. We can easily fix that. But we're just going to keep on wrecking face. As you can see, when the banshees start coming in, especially if they come in at one at a time, if you get a set of 5, like someone's probably going to die. But as long as they come in one at a time, the snipers and ladies can deal with that pretty aggressively and not have to lose anyone to that, which is always beautiful to see. Zombies. So many in the city, but like I said, we thought we drained most of it because they were getting so much attention, but the answer is probably not. And then there's that main kind of castle building in the middle of the city of Doom, and that always holds the most. But as you see, most of the buildings are actually drained here. The big one is not drained yet, that major one in the middle. As you can see, it does carry quite a lot of units in it still. They are all swarming outside that building and running at us at a very alarmingly fast rate. So we're going to go and do what brave people do, is cower behind the walls, let the ballista take care of it, and then come out and clean up the refuse. Really, that's just how careful you have to be. There's no need to lose units. Like, you'll have enough bad luck of like suddenly 5 banshees to lose all your units for. So like, there's no need to rush this situation. Be careful is what I'm trying to say. Bad luck will cost you units off the cuff anyway, so no need. Yeah, we're just pulling this horde toward the ballista so the ballista can go ahead and chop it down a bit. It's funny how fatties are just so fat. They're great. Big dude like, hey, I'm gonna eat you. Get in my belly. Yeah, we're gonna get the bank down. As expected, we got rid of that ballista, as was always intended to. No worries. But now we have double stack on all this stuff. We can get more housing in edgewise, and now our economy is going to get a lot better, which is all sorts of nice. So, like I said, the market, the bank, honestly, probably two of the most cost-effective valuable structures to get in early, because that just, the sooner they're down, the sooner that income starts getting you, your tech kicks up, everything kicks up, and life gets better. Long-term, life gets better. So, but yeah, third horde done, day 34, 35, like I said. All well and good. And like, so with a military like that, you can easily handle the third horde. It wasn't really that hard, even when we had double wood walls there, which we definitely decided was not the right way to go. Turns out it was, because it was just fine. The mill's coming up, which we need to do, which is going to be fine and dandy. But now, as we push up northward, I think we can probably wipe this city off the face of this beautiful planet Earth before the next horde runs in, and then we pretty much have nearly completed another city. I mean, we nearly completed our first city here. We guys are thinking about where to expand the second one, and the likely answer could be where the city currently is. There's a lot of flat space, and we can stack the housing relatively efficiently. So we're already kind of thinking ahead, like what's next. I guess we maybe cordon this area off, build a second city there, clear the other city while we're cordoning this area off. Likely what we need to do to keep the eco growing and push us toward endgame, because otherwise we're just not going to get there fast enough. And it could be worth our while to potentially invest in getting some foundry tech up already. I mean, it'd be relatively early to research the foundry, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, it's perfectly reasonable. We'll need a lot of power to do that anyway, so we need to position a couple more mills here and there where they won't be bothered. Again, there's not going to be really good farms in that corner, so getting a mill in here edgewise is just fine. We're out of cash, so checking for spot here is not really going to matter so much. So might as well go ahead and observe. And you don't really want to, I found, just because of the way the game is programmed, it's not like a lot of other RTSs where you can reasonably kind of not watch your units every couple seconds. Like if you focus for someone, you can't just trust them to shoot stuff, because the way the targeting works is you can't set your own priorities. Spitters just come in and wreck your shit all the time, and if you're not watching even for a brief second, like your lady's gonna spit on. If you don't watch again for another second, they're gonna spit on twice, and then they're all dead. So really, it's just, God, they just keep look how many zombies that building has. They keep just bouncing out as we shoot it. It's quite hilarious. Again, we're gonna retreat back, and this is why having a ballista support on defense is really good. In all honesty, we could probably sit outside the walls and have the ballista just support us that way, but again, we were extremely risk averse here. I mean, for good reason. There's some nasty enemies in there, especially when you have like 4 or 5 fatties running at you with their entourages. I think we're going to stay outside the walls here and just kind of bait some stuff in, because there's really no need to constantly shake out, especially with the ladies. They can always run in if things get a little hairy. Now we're going to go ahead and do the man work style and get out there, do the work, and check the AHP to make sure we're not going down. It is a very funny take on the RTS, honestly, this one, but because of the nature of the programming, like I said, not watching units for any extended period of time is a bad idea, especially when you have ladies and you use the ranger strategy. Oh, 70 food. Why is that, you ask? It's because we have a warehouse in range and 72 food from one farm. God, that's beautiful. God, that's beautiful. Ah, it's nice. I like it a lot. 14 food from the hunter's cottage, man. 13 food. 13 food. It's insane, man. It's insanely good. I like it. I like it. It's going so well. It's so nice to see this one actually rolling along. I mean, because of the proximity of the goddamn 20 food from that's pretty nice. Because of the proximity of the cities of doom, our economy isn't, absolutely thrumming as much as we'd like, but it's still doing pretty damn well, all things considered. Like I said, we have our bank down, day 36. We have our first city nearly complete, effectively. So, all in all, I think it's pretty good pace to be setting. And right now, we're just making sure we have stacked food for the future. What's wrong with this one? Enemies too close. Oh, that's hilarious. There's that one that was blocking it, just got blown up by the ballista. Could have probably put it down now, but we didn't notice. Only in retrospect do we see these things and desire to suckle on the teat of wisdom. Or, God, did I really just say suckle? Yeah, I did. Okay, that's all right. It's fine. Veteran rangers are shooting stuff anyway, and veteran snipers are working as well. So really, there's just a lot of destruction going on here while we're waiting for new research to do. Stone house is definitely something you want to research if you have the cash. Really no real other things to do here besides upgrade some walls, which we want to do. Obviously, lock down potentially vulnerable areas, especially the ones near the city of doom like that. Like, you don't want to fuck around with that. Why risk it, right? Why risk it? The answer is you don't risk it. Instead, you just build some walls. We're going to double it up there to see if we have building room. That was the whole point of that. Enemy's too close. There's one guy there. Which can't build that second wall. It's too funny. Too many walls. The rules, they are funny. I just don't understand, because sometimes you can do that. Other times you can't. The game only the game decides. Isometrics. It's funny, eh? But all in all, yeah, we're thrumming along here. What we probably should be doing right now, as soon as the food comes up, is getting upgrades to cottages. It would be a more efficient use of housing space, in all honesty. So, yeah, here we're saying, maybe we should be going and wrecking some of this. And like, maybe we can use the ballista to support the city destruction. We're like, hey, that sounds really, really good. So we're probably going to think about doing that to one of those southern cities while we try to clear another one. It'll be something to think about in the future. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. Wrecking zombies, all well and good. All well and dandy. Yep, that's what we do. Exactly right. Get the food up, upgrade those so we can use the benefit of stacking on the bank as much as possible. It's just so funny how that building keeps spawning just these gobs of horrible, horrible things to eat our faces. Did she get punched in the front? She did. Get back to better range. But as you can see, just a little bit of concentrated work on zombies from a city, and nearly everything is veteran. The only things that aren't veteran things like those two new snipers in the back. They're still little pink boys. Still fresh and soft. Soldier dealt with it. Yeah, the soldier becomes this unit that just is your workhorse. Just send him to do one thing real quick. Foundry tech. I would probably not do that. I would probably spend the money upgrading the houses, purely because it's more economically efficient. I think that'd probably be better, but we're going to go ahead and spend it because we basically have no wood, even though we could easily acquire wood. I probably would have taken another economic decision there, is basically get the wood, upgrade the houses first, then do foundry. That ironically would have been a lot smarter, but we decided to get foundry tech. See, that would have been... So we could have just done that and then upgrade a house. We can do that now, so I guess in the end, no major loss. That ballista is about to be up to handle that. Yeah, basically, like I said, as soon as you move something out of there, notice we moved a soldier out to deal with that one guy, and then that ballista suddenly just got jumped. It's just hilarious how it always works. It's just so dependable. That is programming, I guess. It is what it is. But having a double wall there by that city is important. And the funny thing is, we're like, oh, we need to wall down cities all the time. And we're like, yeah, but there's cities everywhere, so we need to double wall pretty much everywhere. We need a Tesla there, basically, to get a second layer and also be able to control the oil production at some point. But that's a little bit down the line. We don't even have technology for oil derricks yet. And oil derricks, while valuable and very important for late game, not that critical at the very moment. So likely we'll be kicking that around. So progress is good. Third horde dealt with. City almost down, and we've made enough room to build our first full city stacked with a market and a bank. You should really aim for 2, and you'll be sitting pretty as far as economy goes. So join us next time as we continue the journey on the peaceful lowlands, which are anything but peaceful at the moment. I've been Nurse. I'll see you all next time. Till then.